Yes, people, welcome back to another live stream on Earth Football. This is your game week. Sorry, FA Cup fourth round preview. This is an FA Cup stream, and yes, we're live. Big up to everyone. Hope you all are doing well on a nice Friday evening. Yeah, we're live. FA Cup. Gonna discuss some games. Obviously, yesterday's game, today's games, and over the weekend we will be doing Premier League teams. But yeah, should be interesting. Should be interesting to see who Arsenal play. Oh wait, never mind. But yes, I'm not by myself. We will have more people obviously joining soon. But for now, it is the boy himself, Manny. Hey there, Manny.
You just had to drop that in there, didn't you? That was cheeky. Remember, every time you do that, you get it back. Whatever you give is what you get returned. That's karma for you. But I'll tell you what, you've got a right to mock us. Once again, it's another trophy of which, from which we've been, knocked out thanks to the manager and his cluelessness, and also thanks to the fact that we just couldn't finish our supper. But it is what it is. I'm looking forward to seeing a few games. I know that Aston Villa are playing tonight. That should be interesting. I don't know if I would really be interested in following the Spurs City game as such, but I mean, if City lose, it'll be because Spurs are City's bogey team. If Spurs lose, it's because Manchester City are determined to defend their treble by any which way. But Chelsea and Aston Villa will be one of intrigue. The League Cup finalists against a team having aspirations to do as well as they can this season, who are flying high in the Premiership. That should be good, as should be a lot of other clashes.
100%. Well, for the comments, big up to you, Stephen. Big up first. Luke TV says, Aston Villa 2-1 tonight. Let's have it.
Oh, yeah.
People who are not in the competition. Stepsy, look, it's about giving people to have their thoughts. I know some people's teams are annoying. It's not about bringing people teams that are in it. It's about, if they're still out, then they can give their thoughts. So Stepsy is what it is. But look, Arsenal, I mean, I don't know how they did not beat Liverpool, but then again, Arteta is,
I'll tell you how. We pressed them a great deal, but lacked any sort of quality in the final third. I don't think Alisson had to make too many saves. And then we got caught out defensively, not once but twice. We lost our concentration. And at the end of the day, I don't care about these ridiculous XG stats because the only statistic that matters, as my great friend Warren from Warren's Team Talk would say, is the goals scored. Liverpool 2, Arsenal 0. I know it sounds harsh. We've been at the receiving end of a heartbreaking FA Cup final defeat to Liverpool in 2001. But as they say, don't get bitter, get better. The following season, we won the double and Liverpool finished second. Woo!
Exactly.
But that was under Wenger. This is under Arteta. Don't hold your breath.
Exactly, 100%. But look, we will talk about yesterday's game. I believe Bournemouth did play Swansea, and they did beat them 5-0. So it was 5 goals at first half, and yeah, goals galore. Obviously, Kelly scored, Alex Scott, Sinistera, David Brooks, Solanke, and yeah, that's it. That's 5 goals, but money. I mean, obviously, no surprise there, is there? Bournemouth win against Swansea.
Yeah, I mean, this is how you recover from a somewhat heartbreaking 4-0 home loss to Liverpool. That's the second home reverse they've had by that scoreline. We beat them by that scoreline, but anything we did, Liverpool did much better. Obviously, in the first half, they weren't quite able to dominate because Bournemouth had the measure of them and were able to, keep them at bay. But in the second half, Liverpool's quality just showed, and they were worthy winners. But this time around, you could see that the players were determined to put it right, and they seem to enjoy doing as well as they can in the cup competitions. In fact, now in both trophies this season, Bournemouth have done much better than Arsenal. So, Craig, Mr. Beasley, up the cherries in all departments. If you're watching this, I mean that. And this poor fellow actually thought that Arsenal were going to win the league this season. But credit to David Brooks as well, the Cardiff boy coming good against Swansea. Captain for the day, and certainly underlined just what a fine player he is. Recovered well from cancer, and now he's back and in some ways as good as ever and getting better, and that's really the most important thing. And several players, of course, who were a little bit under fire this season have also I mean, they also last night stood up to make themselves counted. Lloyd Kelly, there have been some doubts about his fitness and whether he has a place in Antonio Areola's plans, but he came good with a goal. And then several other players also stepping up well. Solanke proving that he's still very much an important part of the team's plans, and he's not going anywhere, at least not this season. And as far as Swansea were concerned, the Swans were just, they were just defeathered, really. And Bournemouth march on to the fifth round. And it'll be interesting to see how well they do this season because obviously there was a lot of talk about whether Iriola was the right man to replace Gary O'Neill, who since went to Wolves. And certainly the start of the season was not the best. But Iriola has since then been able to stamp his mark on the team and got them playing in the style he wants them to play in. And their results are getting a lot better. I definitely don't think that they will challenge for a European place, but if they can finish in a respectable mid-table position and not end up close to the relegation zone, that would be a brilliant improvement from last season. And we're going to see how well they do in the cups once the draw is made, once this game week's fixtures are done. So up the cherries, coming up cherries.
Exactly. And obviously, no one expected Bournemouth to get 5 goals, but look, it was a good win for Bournemouth. Very good win. Obviously, that's the way he bounced back. And yeah, it's the FA Cup. Swansea are out. Bournemouth are through. So let's see how far Bournemouth can go. But no, very good win for the Cherries and Real side. But yeah, that game is done. Now today's games. First game up, we do have Bristol City versus Nottingham Forest. Then again, this is the FA Cup, but do you see an upset here? Do you see Bristol doing something? Or do you think Nottingham Forest would be too much?
Is this the team that knocked out West Ham in the previous round?
Yes.
Lucky guess there, because as far as I'm concerned, this probably might be as good as it will, get for Bristol. And it seems to be the case. You very rarely have a situation where, teams that have their shock result go on to repeat the same thing again in the FA Cup. And in as much as Forest are not necessarily doing very well this season, they will be desperate to try to pick up a win to give them some much needed confidence before they play us in the Premiership the following week. I do believe that we will be playing them first before we meet Liverpool on the 4th of February. So that's going to be an interesting game, and they will need to make sure they have some form of confidence. So a win will be on the cards. As impressive as Bristol weren't beating West Ham, I don't see them doing the trick this time. This should be a 2-1 win for the Tree Men, the Lumberjacks, whatever you want to call them.
Exactly. But up to you, Steps. I think that's doing.
Manny, it was no malice in that. I was just having a bit of banter.
All good.
Just to clear it up, that I
all good. Now listen. Let me tell you one thing. Sadly, as an Arsenal fan, I sort of end up becoming the butt of people's jokes because of the attitudes, really, of people who claim to support the club, but in reality are just a bunch of I don't want to use really bad language on this stream. And, invariably I end up being associated with them and I have to take the rough with the smooth. And that's one of the reasons why I don't like engaging in banter. But I also know, and Oris knows this, if you try to come at me with banter, prepare to get it back. If not from me...
I'll totally take
that. No. Stepsy, calm down. Nothing against you. I'm not going to...
If I go at you, I take it back. I'll take that.
Yeah, but I'm not going to. I promise you. I mean, I don't engage in that sort of stuff. I offer my measured opinions based on some things, and that's sort of the way it goes. So you're not going to get any of that nonsense from me. All right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Cheers.
That's fair. No, that's fine.
Yeah, Wolf, good to see you here. Says big up, lads. Big up to you, man. Wolf, so smash the likes, react to you guys. Make sure you hit those likes. But Step C, obviously Bristol City face Nottingham Forest. Do you see an upset because Bristol did knock out West Ham before? But what do you think?
It's a tough one because, like you said, they knocked out West Ham, and West Ham didn't feel many players like Bowman was out and Peralta was out and stuff. But I have to agree. I think I have to agree with Manny. I think this is a bridge too far for Bristol on this one. I think Forest will win comfortably. I don't think it'll be. I don't see them holding Bristol out scoring. So I see Bristol scoring one. But I'm just going to go a little bit better. I'm going to go Bristol 1, Forest 3.
Oh, okay.
Just a bit
3-1-2.
better because they've got people like Woods and stuff, and that can cause upsets in set pieces. So I'm just going for a little bit more of a clinical finish from Forest.
3-1 Forest. I'm going to go with 2-1 Forest. Manny, do you have any score prediction in your mind?
I mentioned it, 2-1 to
Yeah,
Forest.
2-1.
2-1 to Forest. Yeah, so I have the same score as Manny, so 2-1 to Forest. So yeah, should be an interesting one. Let's see any upsets. Next one, we have a huge one. Chelsea versus Aston Villa. I know Manny's going to try back Villa. He's going to try back Villa, but no, this is a tough one, man, because obviously Chelsea just recently played
This is huge.
in the Carabao Cup. So obviously the lineup as it stands, they've got Broge on the bench. So I think they're playing Cole Palmer as a false nine, which is a bit weird.
Not.
Yeah, it's tonight. It's tonight. It's
Jeez,
tonight.
they only played on Wednesday.
Yeah,
Or
so
Tuesday.
Chelsea. Will they play on Wednesday?
Yeah, they played Tuesday. Sorry, they played Tuesday, didn't they? So Wednesday was Liverpool. Sorry.
Yeah, but look, it's going to be a tough one for both teams. I'm just going to read out Chelsea's lineup. Just going to find it now on Twitter. Right, so yeah, they got Petrovic in goal, back four of Disasi right back, Silva, Badishile, Koval left back, and they've got Caicedo, Gallagher, Enzo, Madueke, Palmer, and Sterling, which is an interesting
Very
one
strong.
because they benched Chilwell and obviously Broja. Villa's team, we have Martinez in goal, Manny's number one, Cash, Consa, Lenglet, Alex Moreno, McGinn, Kamara, Douglas Luiz, Tielemans, Diaby, and Watkins.
That's quite strong as well.
Both strong teams. Manny, I'm going to go to you first. How do you see this game coming out?
It's going to be difficult, Oris, because I'll tell you why. Villa are starting to have a few injuries to some of their key players at the worst possible time. It is good to see Matthew Cash back at right back because, as good a defender as Ezri Konsa is, he is just not a right back. He's a centre half. They're still struggling really without Tyrone Mings being there. I think it was determined that he'd be out for the entire season with that knee injury of his. And they've got the ex Tottenham defender David Clement Longley there. I mean, and that's the thing. Like whether it's Clement Longley or Diego Carlos or what have you, Villa's defense has had a tendency to be sublime 1 minute and subpar the next, and that doesn't really help matters. And Alex Moreno now is the only fit left back available because Luca Digne is injured, and it will be surprising for me if Emery doesn't really look to try to get in another defender, because you take a look on the bench. You mentioned the bench for Chelsea. In addition to Diego Carlos, he's got the former Arsenal defender Callum Chambers in. And Chambers, as many of us can tell you, wasn't exactly one of the best during his time at Arsenal either. He exceptionally inconsistent, maybe not as error-prone as someone like a Rob Holding necessarily, but there you go. As far as the midfield and defense is concerned, you've got Nicola Zaniolo on the bench, along with Leon Bailey, and a few youngsters on the bench. And it looks as though Emery has gone for the 4-4-1-1 with Diaby on the right, McGinn on the left, Douglas Luiz and Camara. Luiz and Camara, of course, are key to helping each other play better. But instead of having two up front, he's gone for Tielemans as more of the attacking midfield pivot, and Ollie Watkins will be on his own up front, but closely supported by the Leicester City FA Cup winner, one would think. So I know that a lot of people are going to talk about the 6-star display by Chelsea, but let's put it in perspective. It was against Middlesbrough. It was a second leg semi-final clash where they had to win and lay down their marker after losing to Middlesbrough in the first leg, and they did just that. I mean, not many of us were expecting that they'd score 6. Apparently, Hashim has said he doesn't share your views on Armando Broja. And, of course, in that particular semi-final, Mudrak had his chance to show his worth, and he was hooked off at half-time. So this does look quite possibly like the strongest lineup that Pochettino could put out right now. Obviously, with Palmer up front, Madueke and Sterling doing well, Gallagher inconsistent somewhat, but Enzo also coming into his own. Caicedo will be key. He'll have to stand up and be counted. A lot of talk about Levi Colwill at left back, but Disasi, Thiago, and Thiago Silva were excellent in the semi-final. Petrovic has now played in practically every game as Sanchez is out injured. This will probably be a game where I would like to see Aston Villa winning, but I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea ride the momentum and go on to beat Aston Villa by a score of 2-1, because the injuries are starting to creep up for Villa at the worst possible time. And if you're going to leave Watkins on his own up front, then a lot's going to depend on how the midfield and the midfield pivot will counter the Chelsea team. So I just think that with Sterling also doing really well, the Sterling Cash battle between him and Matthew Cash will be very interesting. Certainly, Madueke on the left and on the right up against Alex Moreno will be very interesting. And both Moreno and Digne have proven themselves to be very injury prone. It will be interesting to see what happens. I just think that with the confidence from those 6 goals, Chelsea will just have a bit too much for Villa. But Villa shouldn't really mind, because they can legitimately say that they have bigger fish to fry. And I'll tell you why. Not only are they not favourites for the title, but they are the strongest team in the Conference League, and they will be expected to win that. Otherwise, there will be a lot to answer for, believe you me. So Chelsea to win 2-1, but Unai Emery, Emi Martinez, Callum Chambers, up the Villa.
Exactly. Stepsy, over to you. Your thoughts on this big game?
Yeah, like May said, there will be some big battles in that, and I think it will be a busy night for Cash and Moreno. But I still think Villa, Chelsea can be vulnerable at the back as well at times. Yeah, them 6 goals will give them a massive boost, but I can't see Villa not scoring. And like May also said, the Villa defense could also be a bit suspect. I'm going to go for a silly score, but I'm going for Desmond. I'm going to go 2-2 and a replay.
Okay. Interesting. Mr. B.
Yeah, fellas. How you doing? All right? How's everyone? All right?
Mate, all
right. Yeah, cool.
The less said about the cricket, the better. We don't discuss
that. Yeah.
Definitely.
I've got to try to forget about it.
God almighty. Sat there watching that and near enough crying in my tea.
Yeah.
It's only a cricket channel, is it? So let's get back to
Mr. B, go ahead, Orest.
Yeah, go on, Manny.
No, you go ahead.
Right, yeah. Obviously, Chelsea do host Aston Villa tonight. Your thoughts on that? Your thoughts on this game?
Oh yeah, I don't know, man. This is going to be a good one, but it could be a few goals here. I think Villa are going really well. Chelsea are sort of getting their act together now, aren't they? And
is there still replays round 4?
Yeah, for the 5th round, none. 3rd and 4th only.
Okay, right. Okay, cool. Yeah, sorry, Mr. B, continue.
Yeah. I think Chelsea are sort of getting their act together here now, and obviously in the Carabao Cup final, so they're going quite well, aren't they? So they got Liverpool in that. That's going to be a good one, that final. Really think it's going to be a good one. But I think it's going to be a draw 1-1.
Okay, so you think the replay? Fair enough. I was thinking the same thing. I was actually thinking of 2-2. No, it was going to be 2-2 and replay. But look, it's going to be tight because I think some of Chelsea players will be extremely tired from the Tuesday game played. So, I'm gonna go.
They didn't have to kick out a gear though, did they? They looked comfortable, really, didn't they? I mean, Middlesbrough looked really off that day, really off. So really, Chelsea.
Carrick, man, Carrick, you let me down, Carrick.
Yeah.
He did. Chelsea didn't exert as much energy as you thought they might have. I thought it'd been a tighter affair than it was, but Middlesbrough they folded.
Yeah, and I'm sure Mr. B would have been rather sad for Marcus Force, the former B, playing for Middlesbrough that night.
He came on, I think, didn't he? In that, yeah.
He started, if memory serves me right.
I thought he came on, but I don't know.
Yeah, he started.
He started.
Yeah.
But listen,
he wasn't much of a force in that game.
Very good game. But you know what else is going to be a very good game? Tottenham Man City.
So can you call this one?
City, yeah.
What, the problem with this one is, what teams are they going to put out?
No, okay. So the lineup is already here. So I will read the host team. So Tottenham's team is Vicario in goal. Back four, Pedro Porro, Romero, Van de Ven, Udogi. That's a very good back four.
That is a very bad four.
Midfield of Højbjerg, Bentancur, Kulusevski, Brennan Johnson, Richarlison, and Timo Werner.
It's strong. It's best
Is strong.
thing about.
And then we've got Man City's lineup. It is Ortega in goal,
Obviously.
Walker, Diaz, Ake, Gvardio, Rodri, Kovacic, Bernardo Silva, Bob, and Alvarez.
Yeah,
Still quite strong. I mean, obviously, they were going to leave out De Bruyne. Obviously, they're going to leave out De Bruyne because they don't need to really feature in this because they've got bigger fish to fry, like in the Champions League and stuff. But they're strong. I mean, you're playing. I mean, Tottenham playing Bernard and obviously they got probably Højbjerg at the moment because Madison's still out. I don't know if Madison's going to feature any part of the season. No one knows exactly when he's going to be back. Bob looks quality, young, knows how to finish, knows how to find the net.
That goal in that last one, what a goal that was!
Quality goal. Silva's playing as well, which I'm surprised. Yes, it's a hard one to score. Tottenham being at home. Tottenham 1, Man City 2.
Oh, Man City will
Call
break the record of not scoring goals.
I'm going to call it.
I'm going to read the comment that I'll come to both of you. GBT says, big up, I know I have a big question for you guys. What do you think of Tottenham? Manny, you can finish that.
Yeah.
I think in as much as Arsenal fans might want to make one of Spurs, they do have a knack of hiring better managers than us in recent times.
Exactly. Mr. B, Tottenham, Man City, obviously record that Man City have still not scored at Tottenham's new stadium. What do you reckon? Is the record going to get broken tonight, or do you think Tottenham will win?
Yeah, I think it will get broken actually, Horace. But I think there's going to be a few goals in this game. I really do. Because the Spurs defence, I still don't think it's that great at times.
That's a great
back forward tonight.
That's a hard defence.
That is
Ramar, was it that when they was playing? Was it at High Line when it was against Chelsea and whatever?
They got Pedro Porro, Romero, Van de Ven, and Udogi.
Van de Beek is fucking.
Yeah, I do rate Van de Ven. I think he's a good player. I think
he's quality. What a signing that is.
Van de Ven is quality, but we still have.
And for the price, it's even better.
Exactly.
But I mean, they've improved the defence from when they was playing their real high line all the time against, especially like teams like Chelsea and all that. I think they got better with it. But the thing is, I still think they're still prone to conceding a few. So I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a Desmond here. Another replay.
Okay, a replay. Oof, interesting.
Yeah, Desmond 2-2.
Do you think Highline will cause City some trouble?
Well,
it depends, doesn't it?
Okay, Stepsy, go ahead. No, Stepsy, you can go ahead. I'll come in later.
It could do. It depends what line they want to play. Man City, because Man City have a tendency to play off the last man. So when they push up, the attackers will push up. It all depends if they can keep it tight and keep them offside. It's really hard because Man City tend to drop off and they'll push back up. So it depends on what Tottenham want to do. Do they want to sit back and wait for a counter, or do they want to go out and attack Man City from the off? It's a hard one to call, but yeah, it all depends what kind of strategy they want to go with.
Of course. Manny, over to you now.
Yeah, well, in as much as people might want to look at the Spurs' defence and their higher line, City's defence isn't exactly solid. I do not rate Ruben Diaz. Everyone knows that. And in addition, I have no idea what Pep Guardiola thinks sometimes. Josko Gvardiol made his name at the World Cup as a really talented central defender, pushing the Croatian veteran Domagoj Vida out of the starting lineup. I don't even think Vida got too many minutes in that tournament. And so, obviously, he got cooked by Lionel Messi in the semi-final, but then he's not in a club of one, to be frank. And the idea that you could play another central defender at left back, I understand, that he's a mad professor, and sometimes he can't. And people might like to think that he's a genius for thinking all of these things. But the simple fact of the matter is that he's really only what I would call a mad scientist, a little bit like Frankenstein. And in several games, you can, yeah. What did you say?
The nutty professor, all right.
Definitely more nutty than Professor, believe you me. I mean, they had Manuel Pellegrini, who had a degree in engineering, mind you, and he looked a lot more like a professor than he did, than Guardiola does. In fact, Pellegrini, for me, was really hard done by at both Real Madrid and City, but you know what?
I thought he was treated badly.
Yeah, but it is what it is, and, if Tottenham are smart, then they actually do have a very strong attacking lineup. Obviously, Heung-min Son and his South Korean team will be playing in the knockout stages of the Asian Cup. I expect them to beat Saudi Arabia in their knockout game, and possibly I don't quite know who they'll be having in the quarterfinal. I don't think it won't be Japan. It'll be some other team. I have to really rack my brains and see.
Because we don't have it over here, so you're the only person I go to for that.
Well, thank you very much indeed, and I will sort of give you the lowdown on that as and when I can. And yeah, so obviously without Heung-min Son, Richarlison will be leading the line. But I take a look at someone like a Brennan Johnson who came in from Forest, Dejan Kulusevski, and Timo Werner. I look at that and I think that they are quality. I know that Werner was given a lot of stick for not being able to score too many goals, but that might be a position where out on the left wing in that 4-2-3-1 where he could look very effective indeed. Højbjerg, Bentancur, very dependable defensive midfield pairing, and there's something about Cristiano Romero. If you put him in an Argentina shirt, he becomes Superman. But in the Tottenham shirt, he can sometimes.
By the way,
they
got James Maddison on the bench for tonight as well.
Oh, he's back.
Oh yeah, that is another threat. Yes. So we can't discount the attacking threat that Tottenham will provide. But the only problem is whenever Romero puts on a Spurs shirt. Whenever Romero puts on a Spurs shirt. Whenever Romero puts on a Spurs shirt, he goes from Superman to stupid man at times. I mean, some stupid tackles, getting himself stupidly sent off. And
like Zinchenko. But anyways,
and Udogie has sort of improved, but he can be a little bit, unpredictable. Yep. I mean, if he were to overlap down the left wing, they could definitely sing that. And but I do like Porro. I do like Van der Ven. I just think that Spurs will have a lot of motivation to take the game to City. And there's something about City. They still have some sort of a slight mental block whenever they play them, and it kind of happens when you try and do something. Oscar Bob, will Bob be their uncle? I don't know. He's young enough to be my nephew. And but listen. Aside from the defense, this side does look like a quality side. I'd be tempted to go for a Desmond myself or a score draw, which will provide a replay. But I'm going to not endear myself to my fellow Gunners. I'm going to stick my neck out and say Spurs will win this 3-2.
Oh,
wow, good scoring game. Wow.
For me, honest, I think. Some reason I think Werner's gonna cause some trouble today, man. I know it was just me. Werner with the pace, at Old Trafford, he did cause us, mate. We made Werner look like I don't even know, man. We made him
a bit more trouble in the goal.
Look, Tottenham. I think they're gonna make sure City's record is still not broken. It's gonna be Tottenham 3. Man City 0. That's what I think.
And I thought I was the only one sticking out my neck.
The only problem I've got.
And what's the Coglu masterclass tonight?
The only weakness I see, I don't. Many might disagree with me, but I don't see Johnson as a threat. I really don't. Johnson for me has been very subpar.
I think
very subpar.
With the price tag obviously that Tottenham got, I think us fans
maybe he could do with some of the price tag. But
we did expect more from Brennan
Johnson. If you're going to pay that kind of price, you expect him to hit the ground running. And I don't think he's done that.
Yeah. But all score prediction looked in. Next one, We do have Arsenal versus fucking no. Oh, sorry, Everton. Everton.
You're trying my patience, son. You're trying my patience.
Everton do hold Luton. Steps to your team. Our championship mark tomorrow, 3 p.m. Will Luton qualify? Step C.
It's a hard one because I don't think Luton are going to play the strongest team. I mean, their second choice goalkeeper is Tim Krul, so it's nothing to sniff at.
Sorry, Mr. No digs to you. I know Brentford are not stealing it, but yeah, it's only to Manny because I hate that.
Yeah, Tim Krul's nothing to sniff at. Their second choice keeper, so if they play him,
I rate Thomas Frank anyways. Yeah.
I feel safe if Tim Krul's in goal. I mean, we all know Kaminski's first choice, but if Tim Krul plays in this, I feel he's capable enough because we all know how Tim Krul plays. There's not a lot of depth in Luton squad, so it might be quite strong. I suppose Morris will play because he's been playing off the bench recently, so I suppose he'll play. I'm guessing Chong will play because he's been playing off the bench. Abenge might start because we've got no one in defence. Kabore's at the African Nations Cup, and we all know Bakako Faso in the quarterfinals, so he's still out. So he'll probably play. Brown might come back in. I don't like Brown. I don't rate him at all.
I expect our fangirls with Rob Edwards after the game as well.
They love him. There's his interview after Bolton game on TikTok got 1 million views, and all the girls are creaming over him like he's a assistant manager in the Premiership.
I think it's good.
Take that how you will, but
is that why you've got a lot more women there now?
It might be a makeshift, Luton. No. I'll probably say that we'll play a 4-3-3 like we normally do, or 5-5-3-2 sort of thing. It'll be, I'm guessing, with the defense we've got. There's not much cover there, so I'm guessing it'll be Osho, Menji, and Bell. Doherty on the left, Avenge on the right. In the midfield, I'm guessing it'll be Barkley, Chong, and Townsend because Clark's out now suspended.
How many players do you guys want? I think you have like 2 former United, 2 ex-United players. I mean, Chong and Menji, good addition for you lot. No?
Yeah, Chong, Menji, and Townsend, Barkley, and maybe Ruddock. I'll go Ruddock. I went to Townsend. Barkley will play, but Townsend might. I'll go Ruddock. And up front, I'm guessing Morris and probably Brown. If not, it'll be another man in midfield, but I couldn't tell you who. But that's for us. Fuck off. And Everton. It all depends what Everton. Have you got Everton line up there?
Have
you got the Everton line up there at all? Is there any Everton team news?
I think Everton are going to be playing on Sunday. That's why I don't think we've got the lineup now.
The game is tomorrow, so
it is tomorrow. Yeah,
tomorrow. 3 o'clock.
I'm not sure what the team is, but I don't know. Pickford will start, but I don't know if he'll start or not.
Well, I'll step on their account. Say they'll play sort of a semi sort of lineup like we do.
I'll rest some players.
They'll rest a few players. I'll probably go. I'm going to go for a replay. I'm going to go for 1-1.
Okay, replay. Yeah, I think you guys will take a replay because
I'll take a replay. But like I said, if we do go out, I'm not too bothered. But Edwards likes to cut run, so he'll put out a strong side. So that's the team that I think he'll go with. But I'll take a draw. I
think Everton might rest some players, but they do have James. They do have James Garner. I expect him to start.
It's kind of hard because we got a game against Brighton in the Premier League on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So there's a few players he'll probably want to rest because that's a big game. That's huge.
It is.
Was that
need to win the home games. So it depends, but that's the type lineup I'll sort of go with. There could be some tinkering. There could be a bit more makeshift, but that's roughly what I'll go with.
Yeah, exactly. So
because there's no depth there.
Predictions in. So Steps is going with 1-1. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Luton win. Mr. Bean.
Love you.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to agree.
Finally go with me. Finally go with me, Horace.
Stephen, chill out, man. I'm going to agree. I'm going to agree with Horace as well.
Of
I'm
course.
going 2-1 Luton.
They keep us happy. That's right.
Man's going to be the one out. We all know Man's going to be the one out.
No. I'll stick my neck out here and go for a Desmond. 2-2. Replay at Kenilworth Road.
Okay.
Okay, interesting.
So that as well. I'll take any of them.
I mean, I don't know if we have to do this, but score predictions only. Sheffield United versus Brighton. You know what? I know
There's this one tomorrow.
They pick up a shot. Terrible, man. I mean,
1-0 Brighton.
Yeah, Brighton got a win, surely, didn't they?
1-0 Brighton.
Going 2-0 Brighton, Mr. B.
I'm going 2-0, yeah. 2-0 Brighton.
Will you please fuck off? I'm not ready for work yet.
3-1 to the Seagulls.
Yeah. Stepsy, take that phone call.
I ain't taking that phone call.
Yeah, go on,
I'll
man.
be on it for hours. No. I'll ring them back.
It's gonna be your sacks, man. It's gonna be little sugar. Your sack.
They can't sack me. I'm the fucking manager of the place. They can't sack
Oh,
me.
right. Well, you fire yourself.
Yeah, come on.
Fulham versus Newcastle. What a massive game that is.
The problem with this one is, right, Newcastle have got a lot of, like, Wilson transfer might be coming in, Trippier transfer might be coming in, Almiron transfer might be coming in. There's so much disarray in that club. So I'm going to go for Fulham 2-0.
Fulham 2-0, Mr. B.
Well, you like to think Newcastle are going to do something again at some stage. They're going to get further in the cup again. So I think Newcastle will win it. I'm going to go 2-1 Newcastle.
Oh, interesting prediction. Money?
I'm going to side with Mr. B here. I think Fulham are going to be quite tired because, look, those players left it all out there, Craven Cottage, against Chelsea. Liverpool, rather. Liverpool. And, when Issa Diop scored, you could see the energy rising, and they literally were, coming hard and forcing Kelleher to make a few good saves as well. And I just don't know if they will necessarily have the energy. I mean, we said something similar about Chelsea, who are playing tonight. I see the players have just arrived at Stamford Bridge, and Cash is training, as is Tielemans. Cash, of course, was the guy who scored the late winner that knocked Middlesbrough out in the previous round. And his presence will be important for Aston Villa. But as for Fulham, I just think that to ask them to try to raise their effort against a Newcastle team that will be desperate to try and maintain their season by having at least an FA Cup run, Newcastle will be determined, obviously, and I think they will probably have a lot more motivation to put the City defeat behind them, because I tell you what, you've got to feel for the defence, you've got to feel for Martin Dubravka, you've got to feel for the players who really tried their best to get a good result against the defending champions, who just came up short. I actually agree with your scoreline, Mr. B. 2-1 to the Magpies.
Can I ask you a question? Where did they buy Matty Cash from, Villa?
I'm going to have to look that up for you. I know that Cash, the Polish...
I think I remember him playing for a team that I remember, but I'm just not sure it's the same bloke, because I know it's Cash, but I'm not sure if it's Matty Cash or not.
Well, I mean, he's certainly good value for the cash they paid. Matthew Stewart, Cash.
Not Johnny Cash, is he? Ring of Fire, is it?
Well, as we speak now, Mr. B, there are a few fire-like flares going off at the bridge, but sadly no ring. So, and also Matty's voice isn't deep enough, but he actually was a Nottingham Forest youth. Yeah, he signed actually from Nottingham Forest and spent the 2016 season on loan at Dagenham and Redbridge. So this bloke's come a long way. So, and of course, since 2021, he's a Polish international and was the first choice right back for them at the World Cup. So, pretty good. A former Forest guy, a former tree man. And hopefully that answers your question.
I knew he'd been somewhere.
Merry man.
Dagenham. I knew he'd been somewhere. Thank you, Manny.
But score predictions, I'm going to go for the Newcastle. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Newcastle, though. I think Manny went that as well. Mr. B as well.
The only one that's
Yes.
gone with the Fulham. Well, yeah, I can understand why. But
Fulham will be tired.
no.
the
The reasons were feasible. They are feasible. So there's no. I can't argue with that
If
at
they
all.
win, I wouldn't be surprised, but I think Fulham, they might be tired after.
Yeah, that's what Mate said. I
Yeah.
totally understand the reason. I'm just thinking the reasons are feasible. I can't argue with that.
Obviously, before we get on to
Knowledge,
that game, Jurgen Klopp.
yeah. Big Klopp, he's going, isn't he? He's leaving, man.
You know, it's going to. I'll tell you what. The only person there's only three people that I think should take over that job. Obviously, Alonso because he's a Leverkusen, and they're top by 4 points.
Yeah.
The other person I think should be Costa Angelotti, but he's staying at Real Madrid. And the other person I think who's out of a job is Marco van Basten because I think he'll do a great job there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Not even mentioned Marco van Basten, but I think that would be a great.
Thomas Frank from Brentford. Thomas Frank.
No.
They weren't there. That
enough of that, Horace. I don't want to hear
I
that
see
talk,
what Frank would go there. Frank would have gone there. If Brentford had say last season made the Euros, right, and they got 5 in the Euros, they might have looked at Frank.
Jurgen Klopp obviously came out today in an interview saying that he has decided to leave at the end of the season. The decision was made from November.
I'm surprised he's come out and said it now. But
yeah, he said that he doesn't want to go on and on, but I do think for me it's something got to the background scene of his family or mental health issues, that his health issues. But
you know what? If they win the league, that'll be a fitting way for him to leave.
True, but obviously,
fitting way.
Happened with Alex Ferguson, you know, when he said he was leave, he won it at the end. Obviously, in the last season.
Well, he said twice he was going to leave, and then he stayed on for another couple of years, and they said he'd leave again. Then he stayed on for 1 more year. Then he said he'd leave, and he did leave.
Yeah, but look, regardless,
Fergie was one of the people that couldn't walk away. He just couldn't. He wanted he wanted to eclipse the Paul's titles, and he just couldn't walk away until he'd done it.
Exactly.
And once he'd done it, he's like,
"You could probably do a better job now."
Three titles. Liverpool done. I can do it now.
But this game, I do expect it to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to go with Liverpool 4, Norwich 0. Manny. You're mute.
You.
Hey, I got it. Yeah, 3-1 to Liverpool. And of course, you know, had we beaten Liverpool, we'd be playing Norwich City. But let me just say this right now. Jurgen Klopp as a manager is everything that Arsene... Yeah, but Jurgen Klopp is everything as a manager that Arsene Wenger couldn't be in his last 10 years with us. And he is everything that Mikel Arteta will never be. And obviously, you know, the work that he did with Liverpool after the departure of... you know, several names that came before him, obviously Kenny Dalglish, Roy Hodgson, Brendan Rodgers, and so forth. He took them sort of back to the level that they were at. And you couldn't just say of this Liverpool team that the Champions League and Premier League wins were flashes in the pan, because they've consistently been fighting hard and keep staying up there. Last season was perhaps a bit of an anomaly. I think this season, maybe he feels as though, you know, the disappointment of not being in the Champions League this season has sort of been preying on his mind. So maybe he wants to see Liverpool do as well as they can, go for the quadruple. And mind you, when they went for the quadruple, they, you know, just missed out on the Champions League, losing in the final. They just missed out on the Premiership. They did win the FA Cup and the League Cup. So he's got them playing consistently and really...
wave goodbye to the Premiership.
Wave goodbye to the FA Cup 4th round.
Oh, leave it out now. Come on.
Sorry. You know what? Money just
finish.
Yeah. Listen, I've got the Chelsea game right on now. Chelsea attacking from right to left, so I've sort of got the.
Morris removed himself there.
Yeah, but Palmer's just kicked off. But look. It will be sad to see him go, but I actually credit him for jumping before he comes under threat of being pushed. If Arsene Wenger had heeded had done what Klopp's doing, at least his legacy would be looked at a little bit more respectfully. Sure, he did win an FA Cup the season before he left, but I think Wenger really stayed on too long. Klopp really wants to take a break and recharge himself, and I think he's made it crystal clear that he will never return to managing the Premiership. And I say good for him, because not even Chelsea or Manchester City would be enough to tempt him to come back. If he does go back, he will sully his legacy. But yeah, this is going to be obviously the time when Liverpool will look to try and raise their game for him. But hopefully, this for Liverpool's sake, this won't backfire on the players, who will feel under a lot more pressure to, win every game to try and please him, because sometimes it can work, other times it doesn't work. And I think Stepsy mentioned that Ferguson said he was leaving more than a few times. And the first time he said he was leaving, United's performances tanked. At least in his final season, before when he made it clear he was finally leaving, United got their act together and won. But against this Norwich City team, 3-1. I think Norwich will score. I don't see Alisson returning in goal unless Kelleher wants to rest. So, but then they will need to. It's this weekend anyway. So Kelleher will. He might possibly. Actually, Alisson might possibly play to keep to sort of give him some exercise, because next week, of course, it's Premiership action again. I don't know if Liverpool are playing in midweek, but they definitely have us on the weekend. So routine 3-1 win for Liverpool. Simple as that.
I'll sort of agree with that. I'm not sure what lineup they will play, but like May said, I mean, will the performances drop now? They know Klopp's leaving, or has he had a word with them saying, "Look, I am leaving. Let's give me a send off. Let's do a tour of the teams we've got left and see where we go."
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure he's one of them men that have had a chat with they've had him in the boardroom and chatted to him and told him exactly what his plans were. Norwich are doing okay in the Championship. They're not lighting up any trees. I thought they'd put up a better performance than last season. They haven't really. Liverpool, crest of a wave in the final of the League Cup, looking very dangerous. Diaz, Jota, even Nunes now. I can't believe he scored 2 goals the other day. They're looking good. Their defense is fine. Gomez is doing a good job. Van Dijk and Conte look unbelievable together. Left side is doing his job. Is holding up. So I can't see any way Norwich to score. No, I don't think they'll score at Anfield. I'm going for Liverpool 3-0 win.
Liverpool 3-0 win, exactly. Mr. B?
Yeah, well, I think, as you say, it's either can be a positive or negative effect. The manager says he's leaving. But, I mean, I think the players appreciate what he's done there. I'm sure they do. And now he's improved a lot of them, developed a lot of them. And then it's just going to move on to whoever's going to take over, isn't it? And see if he can do the same. But I think Klopp's been immense there. He's been great, And it'd be great if they do at least win this or the League Cup. That'd be great. Or was it they're still in the Europa League, aren't they? Is it Europa League?
Europa League,
yeah. They do win one of the trophies at least. Or the Premier. I think they could win the Premiership. I still think they could. They might pit City to it. So, but I think for this one, I'm going to go with that 4-0 as well. Who's it? Said 4-0 Irish, was it?
Yeah,
I'm going to go with that, mate, because I think that's what they. I don't think Norwich will score. They're a good team, but not good enough for Liverpool. So
exactly. Everyone's score predictions are locked in, and obviously, I think we've got the last game of the Premier League fixture in the FA Cup, and that is the mighty Newport County against mighty Manchester United. Bayern, obviously.
Go on, Newport.
Tenor has confirmed that Bayindir will start in goal on Sunday, which is fantastic news. Regarding to the lineup, Rashford is ill, so I'm not sure if he's going to make it.
That's a blessing, though, isn't it?
But that's not a big miss. So I was
going to say it's a blessing,
He's ill anyway, didn't he?
But I'm just saying that overall for Tenor, because he likes Rashford. So
yes, of course.
Midfield. If I say McTominay, oh my god, I'm gonna.
You can't stand him, can you? Last I was going to do on the stream the other day on the stream, you went off on him. Yeah. On the stream, you went off.
We're not having McTominay.
I want to see Casemiro and Kobe Mainoo. We want to see that. I want to see that. And
You
then
are really on McTominay. You really are. Really off him.
Yeah, would you aim at Luton, Stephen? Go in there.
Manny knows. And I want
Actually, to be fair,
Garnacho on
no.
the left.
No, I wouldn't.
I think Garnacho. I think
You got better midfield than that, yeah? Midfield.
my
Yeah,
front three.
exactly.
My front three, I would love to see Garnacho on the left, Hoyland and Amad Diallo. But if I see Anthony start, oh my God. I don't know, you better not start Anthony.
I
But
don't get right. Like I said on the stream, he hasn't got an assist and he ain't got a goal yet. For his price tag, it's
Yeah, how much
huge.
did he cost again? He fucking cost loads of money.
80 million.
50,
80
and
million.
the add-ons added up to something like 65 in the end.
No, I think he's talking about Anthony.
Yeah.
80 million.
Oh,
Yeah,
80 million and add-ons were 90, wasn't it?
The add-ons 90.
He's shit,
Yeah,
man.
90. Yeah,
He's
it's 80
one of the
million
worst
up from
players I've ever
90
seen.
for add-ons. Yeah,
He's
Tony.
shit.
I like Tony.
yeah. Sorry, 50 was Martial.
Yeah, shit like Tony. But
Even
look,
we wouldn't buy him. He'd be shit, man. Anthony.
shit like Ivan Tony. Back four, I think it's going to be Luke Shaw.
Banned Eric Dan Haggai, and is that Dan Haggai because he bought him, so he's a favourite.
I mean, the only signing has probably been Martinez and Casemiro, in my opinion. But yeah. But back four, I do expect Luke Shaw to start because he's back from injury, which is not good news because I don't rate Luke Shaw as well. Centre backs, please do not start Johnny. Do not start Johnny Evans. The guy, listen.
Sure.
No. He takes his time on the ball. He's just so.
Is Brown still injured?
No, Varane's back. I think Varane and Martinez, they're both fit, so they should start. They both should
Yeah.
start. But
I
then again,
thought
it is Newport, and then we do play Wolves away afterwards. So that's good.
so.
That is
Okay,
tough
yes.
start.
It's
might
tough, man.
I might want to rest Martinez, but yeah, go to obviously Bayindir. But my score predictions: Newport County 0, Manchester United 3. Should be if we don't win.
Should be.
sorry,
Should be. Yeah. Yeah. Should be.
But money over to you
Could have been
now.
an upset.
Yeah.
Would have thought so. But
Yeah, with regard to Manchester United and McTominay, now you know how Arsenal fans feel about Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz will score you some goals, but he offers absolutely nothing.
A
from
German
that.
giraffe.
Yeah. So United have a United have a Scottish giraffe. We've got a German one. Go figure. And yeah, obviously this one has an easy United win written all over it, and it will be good to see the Turkish guy Bayindir get a start. I mean, obviously without Onana, if Ten Hag were to play Tom Heaton, then that would have been, absolutely outrageous, really. But yeah, whatever Team United put out, this should be a fairly comfortable win over Newport. But such as the FA Cup, you take a team like Newport County lightly at your peril. So
Magic in the cup, isn't it? Magic.
Yeah, and there is still a part of me that doesn't rate United's defense very much. And obviously, Ora's song of choice should now be Johnny Be Gone. Mr. B, you'll know about the Johnny Be Good one. I've made this one Johnny Be Gone.
Johnny Be Good, yeah.
But
For Evan's sake, go. For Evan's sake, go. What about that one?
Oh yeah, exactly. And he's certainly not Evan 17, if you know what I mean. He's Evan 30. I think his shirt number's 35.
To playing. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, listen, this has an easy United win written all over it, but I don't think they'll keep a clean sheet. 3-1.
3-1 United win, Mr. B.
2-0 Newport. No, I mean, I'm going to go 3-1 United. What Manny just said.
Nice one.
As always, steps.
Well, I've been to Newport's ground a few times. Obviously, being down in the depths of the non-league and League Two and League One and stuff like that. I've been to a few bad grounds, Barrow and Woking and Altrincham, places like that. So I've been to Newport. I wish I didn't bother because I think we lost one time, weren't there? The pitch is very. It could get very boggy there because I think rugby get played on there as well. I think it'll be a hard afternoon for Man United, but obviously Newport play there quite regularly, so I think it'll be okay for them. But I see Man United win this, but I don't see it being convincing. I see Newport getting one, but I see Man United just getting over the line with 2. Newport 1, Man United 2.
I mean, if that was the case, then
the pitch is awful. And at this time of year, I think it'll be really bad.
It is League Two, so you don't expect it to be. I think it's not artificial grass, so there we go. But
They're not allowed it, and not allowed it with rugby. They're not allowed it. It's actual glass.
Yeah, so listen, I think last time was the Maguire goal. I think he scored the cracker that he scored. I forgot what team it was, but he's got a good cracker. I think it was under Ollie, to be fair. But yeah, look,
Oh yeah, that was that was Tottenham played Newport last time.
be a good game. But this was the last game.
Yeah.
Hopefully United win this. Please be convinced. Don't be boring. So don't have to close my eyes and sleep. But make a convincing win.
When is this Sunday, by the way? Is this Sunday, this one?
Yeah, it's on TV. It's on TV.
4:30, yeah, on ITV.
Yeah.
Yeah, check that out.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
Newport.
sure you will. Somebody starts because all he does gets the ball sideways. Oh, sideways. Oh, sideways. So
Like a crab.
McTominay, that is McTominay. I'd rather have Ross Barkley.
What's his name? You know, Mike.
Oh,
Green,
by
you
the
know
way,
Mike Green,
score
you know?
update. Aston Villa have just taken the lead. Douglas Luiz.
Oi!
Against the run of
What did I
play.
say? What did I say?
But anyways, that has been the last game. Obviously, you guys want to watch Chelsea and Tottenham and see. But let's wrap it up. Mr. B, let the people know we can find you. Big up for joining.
Yeah, man. Miss B for Life 182. Miss B Hiver Football Chat. And yeah, so obviously got quite a bit out. I'd also done debate show was the last thing I done on Monday, and so please check that out. That's still out there. And obviously I've been doing a lot of other stuff, but not really any sort of streams for the last 2 or 3 days. But obviously got transfer things coming up and things like that, and obviously going on other streams like RS, of course. I'm on these now, and a few up went on True Gooners a little while ago, a few minutes ago. And yeah, so just please keep supporting me and following me and checking my stuff out. And cheers, RS and the other lads there, Manny and Stephen. Cheers, and come on, you beats.
Big up to you, Mr. B. Big up to you. Stepsy, big up to you. But let the people know where can they find you.
Yeah, I'm gonna sort out my YouTube channel out sometime over the weekend. Hopefully, some people can help me out with that. Obviously, Stephen and Hannah should help me out with that. But at the moment, I'm on Instagram at Stepsy Boy and on X or Twitter, what you want to call it, at Stepsy Boy 82 or Facebook, Stephen Stepsy.
Big up to you. And also, last but not least, Manny, big up to you. Where can we find you?
Yeah, first of all, another update. The goal is being checked for a possible handball in the penalty area. It might be by Luiz, but we'll see what happens. But first of all, big up to Orest for hosting this stream, and thanks a lot for previewing the FA Cup games. This weekend should be quite fun. I will still watch a few games when I get the time, because, it's the FA Cup. It's something that has to be, enjoyed and cherished, regardless of whichever team you support. Thanks a lot to Stepsy and Mr. B, of course, for coming on, and big up to them, and big up to everyone in the chat who've joined in. And update: the goal has in fact been disallowed because of the handball, so it is still Chelsea 0, Aston Villa 0, and clearly Luiz is not happy. But in his heart, he knew that possibly, he hit his hand, and Petrovic is also, pointing to his hand as well. So it will be a goal kick / free kick for Chelsea. But thanks to everyone in the chat, keeping it real Chelsea, Hashim Niaz, Wolfgang Division, and Villa TV, of course. Still a chance for a 2-1 win, as you predicted, but Villa are going to have to try to recover from that. And a big up to everyone else. Hopefully you will watch the stream on playback and leave a few comments. Do please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and enjoy the FA Cup, enjoy the sporting action on offer. AFCON Asia Cup going on, some cricket between England and India, the final stages of the Australian Open down in Australia taking place. So a lot to enjoy, unless you don't like getting up too early in the morning to watch your sport. And don't do anything that the 4 of us wouldn't do. But for now, as always, farewell to thee. Goodbye. God bless to all of you. And cheers.
Big up, Manny. Big up, guys. Big up the panel that I was trying to name
Just
it.
like to say thank you guys as well. Sorry, I forgot to mention it.
No worries. No, it's fine, man. It's fine. Big up you guys joining, and obviously big up to you two for joining as well, because I know obviously Arsenal, Brentford, they're not in it, but it's just you guys to give the thoughts, so your clubs don't have to be in it. But yeah, guys, make sure you guys do follow us on socials, YouTube, Orange Football, Twitter, Orange Footy, where I see a lot of fans, hyping up Ratcliffe, so make sure you guys tune in. I do tweet a lot.
Yeah, we debated about that on the Audit show, didn't we?
What do you think about Morris? What do you
Apparently,
think
I'm a reckless hater again, except with this Omar Barada, which I will talk about later, not in this stream. But
Yeah.
we do.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to that.
So, Oris, you're not a member of the Rat Army, are you?
No.
He's not there. He's not there.
I mean,
I
I
think
believe
that's
and I believe good football structure. But anyways, we'll wrap it up here. We're going to let you guys watch the FA Cup. Hopefully, it's a good weekend for United, for Luton as
Come
well.
on, Town.
Not for Arsenal, but for
obvious.
listen.
Well, we're
All
going
them
to have a nice weekend off.
Premier League will be back next week, so I'll probably do a show Monday. So Monday, keep your eyes on that. For
Yeah.
now, take care, and we'll shall see you soon. Peace.
You go-